Welcome to the Steve Reeve Podcast with the best moments from the past week and a few things that didn't make it to air. Monday.
Some Battle of the Neighborhood battle tips. Really, it has begun. The rounds officially have started. Again, today, Thickwood versus Beacon Hill. From now until midnight, you got to text in your votes. Hey, number one, check the spelling. In the past, I've never seen Abasand spelled so many different ways, but it has to be the correct spelling to lock in the vote, and you'll get the bounce back text letting you know that your vote has been entered. Once you hit the cap for the day, it will also let you know that. And not just your spelling, because autocorrect can get you even after you've typed it correctly. Double check before you hit send. Spread the word as well. Tip number 2, get loud with the people in your neighborhood. There's a barbecue on the line. Post it in the community groups on social media. Recruit more soldiers for the battle. And third tip, number 1, really, have fun. It's a competition, but it's a fun one. Sometimes smaller neighborhoods get a ton of votes because they're passionate. First 2 years, Abasand won it, and by a landslide. Sometimes larger neighborhoods don't get a ton of votes, maybe overconfident. And you can vote every day, no matter where you live, so have fun.
It's time for Cruz Music News with Steve Reeve.
It's a really, really, really cool event. The farewell show for Black Sabbath that went down on July 5th with tons of people in support, and even bands that couldn't make it to the show showing their support in different ways, like Judas Priest, for instance. But actually at the Birmingham event, the one-day festival, you saw a crazy number of different things happen. We can't even get into all of it, but like a drum-off battle between Dan Carey, Chad Smith, and Travis Barker as they were covering Symptom of the Universe. How awesome is that? We got to see Slipknot's Sid Wilson pop the question to an Osbourne in turn, Kelly Osbourne. Ozzy joking, bleep off, you're not marrying my daughter. I don't know if he really put up too much of a fuss, but a strange photo for the wedding, I'm sure, with the mask on him. Ed Sheeran, in other news, bringing out Wheatus's Brendan Brown. They performed together, covering Teenage Dirtbag, as you would definitely have to do. Playing in Hamburg, Germany. He's on a tour in Europe, and Sheeran said of the collaboration, it's one of his favorite moments ever on stage. Him just coming off of being the top streamed artist, at least the top streamed song, Shape of You, on the last 10 years of everybody's playlist on Apple Music, apparently. And that is it for your music news this morning. 3 Days Grace, of course, gracing us with their presence just last night, headlining the day two of Hello Summerfest. It's over already. Such a build-up. We were waiting for so long, but we had such a great time there. Incredible time throughout day 2 yesterday. From a Econoline Crush crushing it all the way to the magnetic, energetic performance from 3 Days Grace at the end of the night. Just an absolutely awesome time all around. Now, they promised not to spend so much time away from us here in Fort McMurray once again. The last time that they played being 10 years ago.
10 years, man! 10 years! 10 years! 10 years! 10 years!
Unless I'm mistaken, that means that was Adam Gantier's first time on stage in the Mac last night. At the end of last night as well, it was young Emma's first time on stage performing with 3 Days Grace as she was invited up there to help out on guitar for Just Like You, a song that, if we're doing the math anyways, is more than 20 years old now.
Tuesday.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I've got bad news. I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off, all right? Jersey Milk is going bye-bye. Yeah, R.I.P. to Jersey Milk. I don't have an exact date. Kind of one of those things, like they'll just stop producing and distributing, and then they'll just dwindle the tail-end supply at the stores and what have you. So, I mean, if you're big fans, stock up. But unlike the Cherry Blossoms and the Bugles before that, I do need to ask a sincere question. Did anyone really like Jersey Milks? I mean, like, as a favorite. I'm not just saying, yeah, you'd eat it. It's chocolate. Who doesn't like chocolate? But it just like tasted like not great chocolate, a little chalky, a little weird, and was a common end of the bowl toss out after Halloween when growing up, you know, to the point where you're like, well, all these are just still kind of here and they're really old and the Tootsie Pops are starting to melt and it's gotten weird. Yeah, it's just all going in the bin. Sad day, play a little taps, but Jersey Milks were always a part of that ceremony. So I don't know if I'm feeling the loss too much. Tell me if I'm wrong. The not surprising differences between the official Midway food pictures for the Calgary Stampede and then the photos of what people are actually getting for those giant-sized prices, a little bit hilarious. A bit of a food-based expectation versus reality. My favorite one, just a pinpoint of the many, the dozens of really weird and wonderful different creations that are up for grabs down at the greatest show on earth. It is the Skittle Dog. The dream is a juicy gourmet hot dog. Maybe just a little bit big. A little bit like, oh gosh, look at that thing. On a fluffy bun, delicious sauces involved, the rainbow sprinkled on top. But the reality for the Skittle Dog is a sad wiener in a bulk bin bun that is really just two halves of a bulk bin bun held together by a thread of bread and a bunch of Skittles just dumped on top dry. No, cultivated flavor profile, just meat tube and sugar pucks. Which is, I think, a great band name, by the way.
You're listening to the Steve Reeve Podcast from 100.5 Cruz FM.
And in one of my favorite revelations coming out of the final Black Sabbath show ever, we've been talking about it a lot, it happened over the weekend, Ozzy Osbourne got to meet Axl Rose for the first time ever, joking that at my age you don't get to meet many legends. That's my Ozzy. And it was an emotional event apparently to finally meet him. It's one of those things that your brain can't compute very well. Thinking, since the 80s? These guys have never crossed paths? Weird. And one more story that's more of a rumor than anything. There's a lot of evidence that points towards the Deftones putting out some new music in the very near future. In fact, a new single could be arriving as early as this week. Apparently, they were performing just recently in London, headlining a show, and they teased that something was coming. Private music came up on the screens, a date showing July 10th written underneath it, and then distributed by Deftones, all rights reserved. That's pretty much all we've got. That's it! So, stay tuned for more. This week, gonna see the new Superman movie from James Gunn. Nathan Fillion is in it as Green Lantern Guy Gardner, wearing a bowl cut and acting like a total jerk. I cannot wait for it. For those who aren't in the know, he's from Edmonton and actually was showing up on Jimmy Kimmel Live with Anthony Anderson guest hosting yesterday, repping Edmonton quite a little bit and talking about a touchstone location on White Ave that I've actually had a chance to visit. The Nathan Fillion Civilian Pavilion.
Make it this. This was a little something, I think a radio show started in Edmonton, the Nathan Fillion Civilian Pavilion. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you can't tell from this photograph, it is painted vermilion.
Oh, wow.
Only thing they missed, 1 in a million.
1 in a million.
The charm this guy has. It's just dripping off him. He got a blog post now up at cruzradio.com with some more information. Of course, a link to the full interview that he did last night. But always good to see Mr. Fillion up on our screens. Doctor now, I guess, with the honorary doctorate from Concordia University, Edmonton, where he just gave a cool commencement speech. Also linked in that blog. Look how helpful we are for you.
Wednesday.
Today is a day many years ago, in 1999. Saw the release of probably the ultimate teen comedy. I mean, that's from my generation. I'm sure every single generation would have their own perfect teen comedy. Not that I think they make them that often these days, but still, American Pie was the one. Absolutely quintessential. And not a lot of great lessons for young men to learn from that one. If you really break it down, still tons of fun to watch. And a little bit upsetting to watch now as an adult to realize that you're much older than Stifler's mom, who was the MILF of the movie, the originator of the term itself. That's how influential the movie was. And she was supposed to be like 32 or 33 in that. All right, fine. We'll deal with getting older. It's up for sale now. There's a new chapter in the saga of Fyre Fest. So let's do the history. First, there was the joke that was the original Fyre Festival. The sandwiches alone. There are several documentaries out there to explain it all if you're unfamiliar. But then there was the jail time for the founder of Fyre Fest. Naturally. But then, after all was said and done, free man once again, he said it was gonna come back. like that was a good idea. And then there was a location, but the location said it was bogus. Then there was a venue, but the venue wasn't actually permitting a festival, just a listening party for 200 people. Then it was going to turn into a music streaming service. Then it was going to be a curated musical experience with live blah, 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 blah. Well, now the rights to the incredibly well-respected and expertly managed Firefest IP is up for grabs for the low, low price of only $200,000 US on eBay, of all places.
Transmission over. Want more Steve? New podcast episodes happen every Friday, or just tune into the Steve Reeve Show. Weekday mornings starting at 5:30 a.m. on 100.5 Cruz FM.